And we are live. What's going on, folks? Welcome to episode number 57 of the NUCLR GOLF Podcast. Today's show is presented by Blue Chew. Great sex is just a few clicks away. Visit bluechew.com today to learn more. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring today's episode. My name is John. I'm the co-owner of NUCLR GOLF and TW Legion, joined tonight by Hutch Bennett, one of our NUCLR GOLF ambassadors and regular co-hosts on this show, and Ryan from JT Legion. Ryan, Hutch, how are you guys doing tonight? We are going to be joined by Yip Strickler tonight. He's a social media personality and self-proclaimed handicap investigator who monitors the integrity of amateur golf. I'm sure lots of you guys have seen him online all over the place before, so we're going to chat with him. Obviously, Nico Echeverria won the Cognizant Classic. Shane Lowry had a complete collapse over the weekend on hole, was it 16, 17? Yeah, 16, 17, just complete ejection, couple balls in the water, so we'll get into that. We're going to also chat about the current comeback status of Tiger Woods. He appeared at a TGL match yesterday. Not sure if he's going to play the Masters or not. He said at the Genesis that there's a chance, but guess we'll see about that. And then we are going to preview the Arnold Palmer Invitational. So, fellas, what's going on? Did you guys have a chance to watch the Cognizant Classic over the weekend? Maybe Ryan, start with you.
Yes, unfortunately, I did. That was tough to watch, especially over the back nine. That was really tough to watch. Shane had that tournament in the bag. I didn't see anything. We can get into it further, but I didn't see any way he was losing that golf tournament with the caliber of player he is, the Ryder Cup player that he is. The amount of pressure shots he's hit, and the amount of pressure putts he's hit in his career. I didn't see him. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think he professionally shanked two shots. I mean, into the water. That's pretty much what it looked like. And ended up coughing that tournament away. And he was devastated afterwards in his comments. I'm sure you guys have that, but yeah, Echeverria just kind of won that like by not doing anything super special, just not screwing up. Shane coughed that away, and that was super disappointing. And I'm one of those people who like it either makes you or that's gonna break you, and I'm not really sure like how that's gonna work for Shane. He has a lot of pedigree, so I hope it's the makes him part. I hope it makes him better. But it was super hard to watch for me as a golf fan of Shane, especially.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really expand on that too much because you kind of hit the nail on the head there, Ryan. I mean, he was pretty open though. Like this isn't the first time something like this has kind of happened to him. So we'll see. I think what they say he was like 1 for 5 or 1 for 6 coming into this with 54-hole lead, something like that. Um, as a side note, John, welcome back. So glad
Thank
you're
you.
back. I'm so
Yeah,
glad you're back personally.
hey, Hutch, you did a great job hosting this thing while
Mm.
I was away.
That
I'm
seat's
happy
hot.
to
I
be
like it
back,
when you're
but
back.
hey, I watched those shows. You're pretty hard on yourself. You did a great job. You could be a regular fill-in if you needed to be.
I hope I don't need to be. I just like when you're here, John. We like when you're close.
Yeah.
All right. So Nico Echeverria, obviously his third PGA Tour win over the weekend. I guess post round, we learned that he actually bought a house on Friday, I believe, of tournament week. And then now I think the deal is that he's getting a dog as well. I guess he made a deal with his wife. They only got married like 3 months ago as well. So there's been a lot going on in Nico Echeverria's life. Um, Ryan, what did you make of his performance over the weekend? I mean, no discounting his play or anything like that. The Shane Lowry situation is its own thing, but Nico played a great week, right? What did you make of his golf?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played very solid golf. I mean, he was always up there near the top. He just didn't do anything to hurt himself, particularly. And I think, that's how guys backdoor wins a lot of times. Like if they're a few shots off the lead or whatever. And then Shane had built that lead, making eagle. I think it was on 9 or whatever. It was just like the script flipped right there, and he just kind of stayed course and just didn't make mistakes. He played what I would call like the Tiger Woods method of golf. Like, when he like almost as if like, hey, just don't screw up, don't do anything stupid. But he was doing it from coming behind, and the guy coughed it up. So, I think he did exactly what he needed to do, to get his win. And yeah, I mean, look, the wife gets a dog now because I think that was part of the deal for the third win or whatever. They got a house, so I mean, they're living the high life right now.
Hutch, did you watch much of the action on the weekend, or did you just kind of see some of the stuff at the end with Lowry?
So I got back home. Shane was on 14 when I got home yesterday, and I watched from there. So unfortunately, I didn't get to see him play great. I just got to see him choke it away. And I think what you said, Ryan's, is correct. That's about as close to a shank, a pure shank, as a professional can get. I mean, it was pretty ugly, and then to have it turn around and happen again. I mean, you thought he was doing the safe thing, hitting an iron off tee on 16. Wasn't even close. I mean, he dropped so far back. 17 just kind of, it's hard to explain. Like, I really don't know how that happens other than, I think you said it yesterday, Ryan, like it just a glitch, just a mental glitch. He just got locked up and couldn't find the club face for some reason.
Yeah, it's disappointing too because I guess post round he said like his 4-year-old daughter was there. This is obviously a hometown event for them. 4-year-old daughter has never seen him win before. This also would have been his first individual PGA Tour win since I believe the 2019 Open Championship, right, Ryan?
I
So
think so. Yeah.
I think he won a team event. Was it with Rory? Was it the Zurich?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was a couple years ago now, I think, right? That was like 2023, I want to say.
I think so.
So,
Yep.
yeah. So, I mean, what a devastating finish for him. I mean, he shot lead with 3 holes to play, right? And I mean, just those swings were just so bad. And he basically admitted after his round, once that first one went in the water, he was just mentally not there. What did you make of those swings in the moment? I mean, obviously the bear trap, it's as difficult of a stretch of holes as you're going to get coming down the stretch, but what did you make of those swings? Just how bad they were.
Yeah, it is, and he spoke to it, right? Like when he felt it on 16, I think that triggered everything, right? Like he said he couldn't find the club face, and it's I think you can equate to regular day life. It's almost like if panic sets in, you kind of don't know what you're gonna do. You're literally hoping and praying that everything that you've done your whole career and all the hard work you've put in have can carry you through. But sometimes that panic moment is just too much, and especially in a pressure situation like that. Now you can see that happening to you could have seen that happen to Echeverria more so than you would have thought it happening to Shane Lowry. Just based off of the world stages he's been in our game, right? Like literally just sunk the winning Ryder Cup putt like last year. It's not like he hasn't been on the world's biggest stage. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of it was just shocking. And I mean, I think that's what we were all chatting about. You can see it online. It's just shocking to see that happening to that caliber of player. I just I don't know. I was just beside myself. I still can't figure it out because I just keep thinking about like, man, all these massive Ryder Cup moments, and I get it. It's a team. That's a team deal, but at the same time, it's like what he had to just feel like he was out there literally on an island. I mean, for those last 3 holes.
And you could see his caddy trying to hype him up a little bit, like, hey, but even after the first double, like, we're still fine. We're still fine. It wasn't until the second ball went in the water where it just kind of he lost it at that point. But after the first one, he was fine, and it would have been okay. I'm with you there. Like, there's been so many Ryder Cup moments, like you say, like it's just kind of shocking to see it happen this way. It just I can't even remember the last time I saw something of that sort where it's just back to back doubles like that. I just can't remember it at all.
Yeah, and he did say after his round, quote, "I'm obviously extremely disappointed. I had the tournament in my hands and I threw it away. That's twice this year so far. So I'm getting good at it." He did it in Dubai as well, I believe. Said just couldn't feel the club face on the last 3 holes. What can I say? It's very disappointing. This is going to be hard to take. I have no choice but to move on. And I mean, we tweeted it out yesterday, but full credit to him for speaking with the media. I could name numerous dudes off the top of my head who would not be sticking around to speak with the media after something like that happens. I mean, right to the top of the game, there's some notables who I'm not going to name, but we know they're not chatting after that. So good on Lowry. And I honestly didn't expect him to speak. So when he did, I was pleasantly surprised. And I thought he handled his post round presser extremely maturely as well. Just gave some kind of great insight to where his mind's at. He told it like it is. He said it's going to be rough to kind of digest here for the next little bit, but he'll get over it. He's got a family and things like that. So I mean, the sun comes up the next day, right? So I think he was even scheduled to play. I want to say, was he playing in the Pro-Am today? I think he was.
It's Seminole. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was. Like, by the way, the field for that thing today was insane. Did you guys get a chance to check that out at all? The field?
I
saw
didn't
the
get to see
field,
the
but
whole field, but
our number
Yeah, the
one
field.
wasn't there. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, the field is just insane. Yeah, no Tiger there, which was a bit surprising. We'll get into that in a little bit here, but Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka, Ricky Fowler, Nelly Korda, Tommy Fleetwood, Chris Gotterup, Sepp Straka, Morikawa, Lowry, Jacob Bridgman, Matt Fitzpatrick, Max Homa, among many others. Numerous people teeing it up at the prestigious Seminole Pro Member event down in Juno Beach, Florida. That's a golf course that you don't hear a lot about. Like, I would say Medalist has more leaks than Seminole. Like, it's a very exclusive place. I mean, obviously we did have that televised match, I guess, a couple of years ago there, which was kind of cool to get a look into that place. But yeah, you don't hear much out of Seminole at all.
I mean, that's as many names as you see in a signature event, for God's sakes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Coupled with all the
Damn Fields going over
people-
to Orlando
Yeah.
this week.
Oh yeah. Fellas, another story from the Cognizant was Brooks Koepka, who ended up shooting 6 under 65 on Sunday, which was good for a T9 finish. So obviously progress is being made with regards to his golf game. The putter was ice cold at the previous event. So, he kind of alluded to it. Like he talked about, the difficulty he's had with the putter early on this season. He said that's basically what was holding him back up to this point. So, from here, and he had a quote this week too. Like he said, if I'm just grinding to make cuts, then I shouldn't be out here. Something along those lines. I mean, it's Brooks Koepka. It's no surprise. He doesn't want to be out here trying to make the cut. Brooks Koepka is meant to be out there trying to win majors, grind it out in tough conditions. Like, that's kind of the Brooks Koepka that we know and love. And I'm sure once the majors roll around here, we're going to see him at the top of his form. But it's good to see he's already kind of starting to put some progress together, right?
Absolutely, man. So I was just glad that he made some putts, because I would go back in the shot tracker this weekend and, like, okay, how did he make these birdies? And he was making 10, 12, 15, 20 footers. Like, he's making some putts, which is basically what he said is all he needed. And I guess he's getting used to that spider putter. It's super, super weird to see him with that in his hands. It's just, I'm just used to looking at that Scotty, and it's super hard for me to watch Brooks putt with that thing. But Brooks has always been a guy that, like, when Brooks was back on the tour, we weren't looking for Brooks to win PGA tournaments every single week. Like, that's just not who he is. He built his game around the majors. So to me, this is not really super. I'm glad that he got his putting fixed, but I wasn't even worried about him come Augusta time, because he's just a guy that's just always there in the majors. I know he's had some injuries, so those years I'm not counting, but the guy's just, he ramps himself up for majors. I mean, he watched Tiger say that. Tiger just happened to win everything in between.
This is his kind of goodwill time where he's just hitting these tournaments and making some appearance. Not to say he's not trying to win, but he's making some appearances, shaking some hands, kissing some babies, whatever he's got to do to get back in everybody's good graces. These are all just warm-up events. As like you say, Ryan, like he cares about the 4 big tournaments a year, and that's really it. I mean, and that's fine. Like, nobody's going to be shocked if he pops up at Augusta contending on Sunday. Nobody will be shocked.
Nobody.
No. Did you guys see Max McGreevy? He made a 2 at the par 5, third hole at PGA National, Albatross.
Hell yeah.
Heck, That's quite a shot. I mean, I don't know. I don't have an albatross in my career. I don't know about you guys. I've been to PGA National before. It's an interesting hole. You're kind of I would say that it is kind of a gettable one for something like that to happen, but still does have like sort of an elevated green. When you're actually standing there watching, you really have to get up a level to actually see what's going on. That's how much of an elevation change there is from kind of where you're walking greenside to where the actual green is. So yeah, that was quite a shot. And then over on the DP World Tour, before we get to Tiger, Casey Jarvis won the South African Open in his home country, caps off back-to-back wins on DP World Tour. He won in Kenya the previous week. He's now qualified for the Masters and the Open. I mean, just what a story that is overall, just to go from having nothing to having 2 wins right away like that. Quite a celebration as well. I'm not sure if you guys saw the winning video from that one, but just wanted to give Casey Jarvis a shout out.
Couldn't think of 2 cooler tournaments to get in as a result of winning too. Like, awesome for him.
Home country.
Fun to see a guy's life change like that. You win twice, and like you're like everything changes. Like everything changes. Like your status changes. Your travel changes. Your bank account changes. Your opportunities change. Like that's super amazing for a guy like that.
All of a sudden, you got to book a plane ticket to Augusta, Georgia in a month.
Yeah,
fellas, the 2045 U.S. Open venue has been announced. Now, I'm not sure what you guys are going to be doing in 2045. We've got, I guess, 19 years to go. They've announced that Inverness Golf Club in Toledo, Ohio, has been selected. This is the first major championship that will have been hosted there since the 1993 PGA Championship. Now, Hutch, how old are you going to be in 2045?
I'll be 55.
Wow. So maybe a little retirement trip down there for that one, eh?
If I'm still alive, sure. I don't know that I'm going to make it that long.
Yeah, that's at 2045. I think I saw Big Cat like quote tweet it with like question marks, like 2045.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Like, we need to we don't even have the open rota like settled, and like I feel like for the near future in certain instances, don't we have some gaps there? It's like let's talk about that. I'm not into 2045 golf at all right now.
Do they need 19 years to build out the infrastructure, or like what's the point? Where
the motive? I think it's more just about like getting it set in stone so that there's no more like bidding process or like however that goes about, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure like venues bid and I'm sure there's a process, right? We don't really know all the ins and outs of it. I'm sure it's just to lock it in so that like it's done and then we can look forward to that year. I don't think there's really
a long time.
For a very long time. Like, I don't know if every other U.S. Open between now and 2045 has been announced or not. I imagine most of them have been. But yeah, it's a long way out for sure. I saw some media members joking about like, I'll make sure I have my hotel booked and whatever. And then another one joked about like whether they'll even have a job at that point, like because AI will just have replaced everything. Maybe we all will not have a job. I have no idea.
I was gonna say we're gonna have AI caddies at that point. What are we talking about? Like we're not like we're got robots carrying bags at that point, man. Like
Yeah.
we know exact numbers. They have rangefinders in their eyes. Like what are we talking about? They're not rocking the sprinkler heads in 2045.
I just looked. The only year prior to 2045 that was available was 2043. Everything else has been announced. So we've got a gap between 2042 and 2044. Everything else has been announced.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. That's wild.
Fellas, okay, let's move on to Tiger Woods. So we obviously heard what he said at the Genesis. I know that you guys got into it. I guess that was last week's show, right? About gave essentially a maybe. He was in the booth with Nance, suggested that he could, maybe play a pro member event, which had Seminole written all over it. So I fully expected that he was going to be in the field for that. Well, before we even get to Seminole, we were talking about, these 3 Champions Tour events that were possibilities. The first one of those is this week. It's not the Hogue, it's the Pro Bowl Championship or something. I can't remember the name. The Hogue is the last one in California. There's this one in Boca Raton, then there's one in Tucson, the Cologuard, and then there's the Hogue in Newport, right?
Yeah.
So those were the 3 events. So yeah, so the commitment deadline for this week's event was obviously last Friday. We saw that came out, no Tiger. Then over the weekend, we had the Seminole field come out. He wasn't in that after saying that he could play, a pro member event. And then obviously didn't play TGL last night either. I mean, we're just talking simulator golf. We're talking hitting balls into a screen. No physical walking really much. So didn't play that. And then now today, lineups have come out for TGL for tomorrow, which is Jupiter Link's last match of the regular season. And he's not going to be playing in that either. So he's just essentially been a coach, helping the guys on the sidelines. He's mixing it up with the guys. He's got clubs in his hand. He's taking practice swings, whatever. But are you guys a little bit surprised that we aren't getting any Tiger right now? Like, we didn't get him at Seminole. We're not getting him in TGL. And does this kind of affect maybe your excitement level that you had last week and the week before for Augusta? Hutch, start with you.
Nope. I'm still excited. It doesn't really change anything for me. I mean, I guess the Seminole thing is kind of surprising, but I'm not going to pretend to know the ins and outs of how all that works and how soon you've got to enter yourself or whatever. Like, who knows? One of these guys could have asked him to play a month ago, and he's like, I don't know if I'm going to be ready or not. And then they just go find another pro. Like, I don't know. Like, that doesn't really affect me as much. The TGL thing's a little surprising. I thought, especially for the health of the league just in general, that he would try to play at least once, right? Like, it's undoubtedly a more watched product when he's there, when he's playing. So that's a little surprising, but the Champions Tour thing, like I said, my prediction then was that it would be, if there was one that made sense, it would be Newport at the end of March, because it's 2 weeks before the Masters, which is traditionally, like, back when he was healthy enough, like, he would play 2 weeks before major, So I still think that's if there's a start before the Masters, I think that's it. But the Masters, to me, I just don't know that anything has changed from him giving the maybe in the booth at Genesis that we were all so excited about, and we all agreed that, like, yeah, that maybe means he's playing, right? Like, I don't know that anything has substantially changed since that. Certainly not in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, what do you think about things? Are you kind of like a little bit more hesitant now after being excited in recent weeks, or is this just, do you think he's had a setback of any sort since he was optimistically speaking at the Genesis? Do you think maybe he tried to give it a bit of a ramp up last week in advance of these potential events? Where do you think Tiger Woods is at with his recovery process?
The only thing that I can do outside of listening to him, like when he was with Nance in the booth, is just use these 2 eyeballs right here. And watching him last night, it just looked a little bit taxing to me. Like, it just looked like I couldn't believe that he wasn't playing, first of all, and then he wasn't announced to play in the next match, right? This final match. To me, he just, again, everybody can have a bad night, right? Like, everybody can get stiff. Hutch is the person that can absolutely speak to this. So I have zero knowledge, but when I look at the guy, like, I just judge the guy off of how he walks and how he looks and how he carries himself. And it just, to me, it just looks like maybe we're not right where we need to be. Or it could just be, hey, I had a bad night. It was a rough workout. Like, it could be any of those things. But was very surprised. I mean, he did say last night in kind of the exiting interview, he's like, yeah, member guest, I'm ready. And then it's like, well, but he's not playing in the member guest. So that's kind of like, that was the confusing part to me. That he was giving that message, but like, he's not playing, and we're so used to seeing him play. I am with Hutch though. Like, I could definitely see him hopping on the cart and playing that event 2 weeks before the Masters. I'm I'm not more hesitant because I think I've always been the guy. I mean, I feel like I'm just as a big a Tiger fan as you two, and I just have always just had like my worries about like, well, I feel like we know so much less this time about where he's been because we have always had leaks and updates and this and that, but we just don't know as much. So I think it's just like I haven't wired my brain to think, oh, he's here. This is how far he is. I'm just hopeful. I'm hopeful. Period.
It's just so
Right.
weird that there's been less leaks this time because it seems like this time around he's been so much more open and honest about how he's feeling about things. Where in the past it was always just cryptic as hell, but we somehow knew what was going on. But now we have no clue, and he's being a little more open. I just thought that was a little ironic or weird.
Yeah.
The another Tiger note, the AP's Doug Ferguson reported that Tiger Woods has been given a quote unquote soft deadline prior to the Masters to decide whether he would like to be captain of the US Ryder Cup team in 2027 at Adair Manor. Sources tell Doug Ferguson that Woods is currently the only candidate who's even being considered. They're waiting for him to give the verdict on whether he thinks he can be captain. Once he decides, if it's a no, then they'll move on to consider the other candidates. But this is completely up to Tiger on if he wants to be the captain or not. He said that it's a matter of deciding if he can allocate the proper time. It sounds just like the conversation that was going on prior to 2025 Ryder Cup at Bethpage. Exact same conversation, I believe. He turned it down at that time. That's right when things were heating up with the PIF talk between the tour and the PIF. Said he was focused on that. Now it's the same thing. It's just he's focused on the PGA Tour restructuring and the new TV deal with the FCC and on scheduling and all that, right? So I guess we'll see where things kind of go from here. But are you guys expecting him to be the Ryder Cup captain?
I've said that I thought. I mean, it's at McManus's course. So I've thought that Adair was where he was gonna do it the whole time. I mean, I was hoping it was Bethpage, but I thought like logically, like I think he wants to be the captain that wins on foreign soil. Like after this drought, like I think that's what he would want. But again, to your point about all the other things, all the other mentions, like he has a ton on his plate. He has his own rehab. He has his own goals in golf still. He is a major figure in what the PGA Tour is doing right now. All these changes, like that's a shit ton of stuff to have on your plate. And like again, it's just how we just don't know how he's prioritizing that. He knows that he has the captaincy whenever he wants it. So it's that being said, it makes his decision making a little easier for when he takes that role. But where does that fit in all the other things that he's trying to do right now? Like I don't know. I haven't heard enough from him to see like where his priorities are.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's literally a matter of just when, not if. I mean, but that's completely his decision. I don't know if he's going to do it or not. It'll just be his decision. John, maybe you probably could give a little more of an educated opinion than either Ryan or I. Do you think he's going to do it?
Uh, it's a tough call to be honest for me. It's tough to say. I mean, he's not really showing his cards either way. He has, revealed how much of a time commitment the other stuff that he's doing has been. Like he even said, I'm grinding harder now on the future of the tour than I did like hitting balls back in the day, which was crazy to hear that. Which means he must be allocating just a lot of time to the future of the PGA Tour. And I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's doing that. Um, when push comes to shove with the Ryder Cup, I guess we'll see. I mean, we're gonna have to find out soon. Normally, we've gotten this announcement by now. He's definitely really taken his sweet time making a decision. I almost want to say the longer the decision goes on, the less likely it might be because the same thing kind of happened in 2025. There was this decision making time frame, and then he just ended up saying, "Nope, sorry guys, I can't do it." Um, Maybe he's also sort of gauging how significant of a comeback to actual golf he can make too, because that's obviously going to take up a significant portion of his time as well. If he is planning to actually put in the hours to practice and whatnot. Now, if his body can't do that, maybe he'll come to the decision like, okay, I'm not going to have it here. Yeah, I'm going to play a few events, but I'm not going to be able to play any sort of regularity maybe even on the Champions Tour. So maybe in that situation, then he could take on the captaincy. That's kind of my take on it.
Yep. I agree.
But yeah, I mean, we saw him last night. He's walking around TGL. Like, he looks good overall, I would say. Like, it's good that he's out there. It's just a matter of like whether he can actually put in the hours to practice and actually, because Tiger, he doesn't want to just come back just to come back. Like, he wants to actually be able to play well, and not being able to put in the time to get to that point, I think, is kind of the biggest struggle for him.
I'm with you.
And then the Masters is like inside, where are we, like inside 40 days now?
I think so, yep.
You guys getting excited for that or what?
Always. Yes.
Yeah.
It's once March hits, it's like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to put my Masters flag out front.
It's starting to warm up here in Georgia too, so it's getting a little closer to time for it in my mind. Time changes next week, it'll be just full on. Let's roll.
Couple minor notes today. McLaren CEO Zach Brown announced that they will be racing into the golf equipment industry with the launch of McLaren Golf. You guys looking to get some McLaren golf clubs or what?
Depends on if they're depends on if they're pricing them like McLarens or not.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're going to be cheap.
Yeah, for sure. And last note about Augusta, Rory McIlroy says that he took a scouting trip up to Augusta just this past Saturday. He had alluded to this, I guess, last week or the week before, that he was going to be playing with his dad and Augusta National Chairman Fred Ridley. So he was up there on Saturday for a practice round in advance of his title defense. Are you guys thinking that Rory's going to repeat this year, or is it going to be a new winner?
I mean, I was on record in an earlier episode we had that Rory was my pick for a repeat. I think he just has that monkey off his back, and I think Hutch and Joey definitely do not agree with me in any way on that, but that's okay. Yeah. I just think like he doesn't have anything to prove there anymore, and I just think that golf course fits him. So I would not in the least bit be surprised if he repeats.
I hope he's up there. It'll certainly be more entertaining all the way around.
Fellas, next time she sends you a "you up" text, answer with a picture of Blue Chew. Fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up, and Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level, championship belt, gold-plated energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. This is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and your body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get it on quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet. Make life easier by getting harder, and discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners today. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code NUCLEAR. That's promo code NUCLEAR, NUCLR. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring today's show. We are going to have Yip Strickler join our show tonight, fellas. So without further ado, we're going to try to bring him in here. All right, folks, we are now very pleased to be joined by a man who has become the most feared name in prestigious private club locker rooms across the country. He is a self-described justice warrior for the game of net golf and the unofficial commissioner of the handicap system. Whether he's creating fake personas like Freddy Stallings to audit suspicious handicaps or exposing those who refuse to post their tournament scores, he's on a mission to eradicate the sandbagging rats who plague our fairways. He famously predicted the winners of the 2025 Barstool Classic out of 99 teams and has built a digital empire out of the foundation of fear and facts. He's doing the Lord's work one investigation at a time. We are pleased to welcome Mr. Yip Strickler to tonight's show. Yip, thanks so much for joining us tonight. How are you doing, man?
I'm not gonna lie. That was the absolute greatest introduction I've had. I've been on like 300 podcasts already. That was the best. I'm doing great now. Thank you. After that, I'm ready to go.
All Oh, we're off to a hot start here. All right, before we go any farther, I gotta ask you the most important question. You've mentioned before that the Yip persona was somewhat of an accident. Like, can you walk us through the first time you realized you had the power to actually change someone's handicap? And how did this passion for investigating handicaps sort of begin? Tell us kind of the origins.
Well, I mean, yes, I created this Yip Strickler persona. It was just Yip was your invitational partner. I was basically just trying to make my friends laugh at my prestigious private golfing club during our member guest one year, and did a couple videos, and I don't know, I got kind of banged up one night and saw a local club. I had posted some results of some winners, did a little research, was like, oh, this guy's like a 22 handicap or whatever. And I mean, typically, I don't enjoy playing golf with 22 handicaps. I was like playing with my mother. No offense to any of the 22 handicaps out there, but I prefer not to. So obviously I just did a little video, and I don't know, man, all hell broke loose. It started as just a fake business. My wife telling me, Mama Strickler, just telling me how dumb I am, how much time I'm wasting on this. And I'll tell you what, things are looking pretty good for 2026. I have an appearance fee now. I mean, obviously, I gave you guys a discount by showing up on the podcast today. I didn't charge you guys a nickel, but like, I have an appearance fee to show up at private golfing clubs. I don't know. It's just awesome. I really like numbers. I like following rules in the game of golf, because that's when I learned the game. I always was told that was like, kind of an important thing. And once I joined a private club and played at other places, a few different invitationals here and there, I quickly learned that, there's not too much integrity in the prestigious private golfing club world. And I don't know, here we are. And I just love every second of it.
And how long have you been at this now, that you've been doing this?
So my first official, the first video I ever did where I was doing a handicap investigation was in the spring of 2024. So we're going on 2 years here, just about. And I'm going to do this till the day I die. Probably. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw my video today. I may have the government from the Philippines coming after me, because this guy's got a lot of political ties over there, but he also has a lot of political enemies. I only have a 3-minute video for these reels. So there's a lot of things I didn't get to include, but I mean, it's just, I'm going to do this to the day I die. So.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first one?
The first
one?
So the first one, I was kind of on a bender for like 5 days. So I did a couple of them that have kind of morphed into, like, I don't remember exactly which one was the first. I believe there was one I did at Walnut Creek, which is about an hour away from my house. I remember these guys had these like silly paddles, were like their trophies, almost looked like initiation at a frat house. That was one of them. And I'd done another one at Western Golf and Country Club, a little bit closer to my club. And well, the guy that I was investigating, I found out that he went to Catholic Central, which was kind of like my rival high school when I was a young boy. So I destroyed him, and I found out he was like a hockey coach. So I, did some digging, got him pretty good. Those are my first two. They really weren't anything serious, just kind of, 60-second little blurbs. And I don't know. Now here we are. I mean, a lot of these things, dude, I'm so passionate about it. Like, I could do like a 25-minute video on some of these guys, like all the information I get and different tips. And it's wild. Some of these guys this is like managing their handicaps is like a full-time job. This is what they do. And some of these guys are professionals.
Yeah. Going back to what you said about, being a rule follower and loving the numbers and all that. Can you explain to like some of our viewers who are, relatively new to like the handicapping system and all that, and the GEN system, like, what are you looking for when you're investigating a guy? Like, what are the triggers that make you think like, all right, this guy's shady. He's definitely a rat.
Yeah. Well, first off, if you belong to a private club, okay, I know how much these places cost. And if for some reason you only have like 10 scores posted in an entire calendar year, and let's say you live in the state of North Carolina, the official state of sandbagging, initially I'm a little triggered because I have this fake business, a real fake business, another fake business. It's crazy. None of my businesses make any money, but I got a lot of them. I'm like Elon Musk, except I don't make any money. And I have 3 kids. I coach some sports. I do a lot of things, and somehow I'm able to play, post around 50 scores every single year. And I'm, from Detroit. We only have our golf season basically is like 5 months long, it feels like. So when I see like how many scores I'm able to post and I see these other guys, that's one of the first triggers is, you belong to this club and you never play golf, apparently. That's one of the things. Anytime you see a exclamation point next to a differential when you get on the app, that's signifying an exceptional score reduction, which is basically where the computer system just automatically thinks you're a sandbagging rat. So they hit every single one of your differentials to lower your handicap because they're just like, okay, that was pretty much impossible. One I found today, a tip, I'm probably going to be posting about it tomorrow. I found a little net 59 down in Arizona over the weekend, 16 handicap, shot 75. Yeah.
Nice.
So anytime I see the X there, I immediately get a little triggered, but it's the internet obviously helps my investigations drastically because, I mean, these guys play in these, the true handicap manipulators. These guys are playing golf a lot, and they're going out and they might play at their club, do this and that, but then they're going to play in these state-run organizations. Like, I mean, in Michigan, we got the GAM. I see a lot of there's a lot of tomfoolery in the Southern California Golf Association. Those seem to be my favorite. I spent a lot of time on their website just tracking people, but these guys don't understand, like, they shoot these scores, and there's certain companies that for some reason when they play in their events, they don't post the scores for them. And if they play well, they're not going to do it. So when I find you playing golf all over the place and none of the scores are posted, that's another dead giveaway. You're probably going to end up in a video.
Yep, one of the big ones you've mentioned before is the white belt, right? The 88% correlation between white belts and sandbagging. I mean, that's just like one of the most obvious ones.
Yeah, those are just facts.
Hey, I used to wear a white belt back in the day when I was a kid. I thought,
me too,
because Tiger wore it, right? Like back when I was.
And like I remember, like, back like when Jordan Spieth was cool.
Yeah.
Like, 2015, whenever that was, he was rocking a white belt a lot. Yeah, I could tell you, I noticed this, there's this Grant Horvat guy. I guess he's big in the YouTube golf world. I'm more of a net golf guy, so I don't really pay attention to those guys, but every time I see him, white belt. I don't know. Take it for what it's worth.
I'm gonna hope he falls in the 12%. He seems like he's pretty good. I don't know what his handicap is though.
Ooh, I bet he doesn't post them all. Sneaking suspicion. I know where he grew up. It's this place called Grosse Ile that's like 20 minutes away from me. I have quite a few friends from the area. A lot of sandbagging rats down on the island. It's almost like they were taught at birth how to do it. It might be that, or they grew up next to this power plant there on the Detroit River, and they're just forgetful when they shoot a good round.
Speaking of popular people that we're talking about Grant Horvat. You've mentioned Patty Mahomes. You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. Those guys being big rats. Who else? Who else are we missing right now?
As far as, I mean, if you're looking for like any celebrities, gosh, you're really putting me on the spot. Marky Mark, Mark Wahlberg. Mark. Now, I will say this: I've had some sources tell me that he does play a lot of solo rounds early in the morning by himself. It's crazy. I hear he's playing them by himself, but it seems like he's always has a video camera there. So it feels like there's a witness of some kind, unless he's just got an AI robot filming him all the time. He's a celeb that you need to, I would be very leery getting into a net match against, because he plays a lot of golf and the scores never get posted. Patty Mahomes, I'll tell you what, his handicap ain't gonna be moving much right now after this injury. Best of luck, Patrick. I am a big fan of yours. Hope you get better, but he is a serial sandbagging rat. One of the worst I've ever seen. The things he did in 2025. Maybe he played 28 rounds of golf in the month of May last year after he played a tournament and went like 72, 73, and his number went from a 7.1 down to a scratch. And then all of a sudden, just all these scores just flooded, just boom, 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 all in the month of May, and he got it back up to a 4. Pretty remarkable, but he's a pretty smart guy. He's an NFL quarterback. I'm sure he did wonderfully on that Wonderlic test, so he knows what he's doing. I mean, he admits it. He's admitted it on press row multiple times, so I don't feel bad talking about it. He did it to himself.
Yep. How many tips a day do you think you get? And then how do you go through like picking out which ones you're going to like thoroughly look into?
Yeah, so right now, not exactly my busy season. Next few weeks, though, it's going to start ramping up. The off season's been pretty tough for me because I'm so dedicated to this. And, I go to the DMs now, and mostly now it's just porn bots instead of tips. Yeah. I mean, I'm used to the tips coming in, and now it's just porn bot. Yep. So they're going to start rolling in, and basically, I mean, how it works is I'll group them all together because, I'm on all these different platforms and plus my emails. And basically, the first ones I look at are if I have multiple tips about the same case from all these different people. Typically that's like, a good one. I did have, unfortunately last year, it started seeming like I was getting, I don't know, fake tips almost. Guys trying to get me to like, do a video about their buddy. I'm on the Cameo app for that. Please I don't need the fake tips. I don't have time for this. I'm trying to protect the game in net golf. I don't need these guys distracting me. I will say I've been thinking about like doing making a post here the next few weeks right before busy season really gets going to explain like if you really want me to dig into your tips, start it out with the Golf Genius ID. If you start your message off with here's the Golf Genius ID and give me a name and I can go in there and you have his actual evidence of what he just did in this tournament, that's always a good one to get me get my little spidey senses going.
Now you've done numerous investigations, and I imagine some of them have gone on for lengths of time that are beyond belief for a lot of our listeners. Can you kind of run us through the process of from start to finish? Go through a typical one and then maybe mention one that was a little bit longer. Like what was an extensive investigation? Like obviously the Barstool one was the most mainstream, I guess, right? Like most high profile. But I'm sure you've had like many others, right?
Yeah. So honestly, like a typical case, like, I mean, yesterday morning, I woke up before I went to church. It just so happened to start digging into some messages. And I'd got this message on Wednesday. I hadn't seen it yet. And it was the video that I posted this morning. So I got the tip at like 6:30 in the morning, started digging, was like, oh my gosh, this guy's in a political ties in the Philippines. He's going down. So I basically, took my son Skip to flag football yesterday. He's got an hour practice for the game. That hour's there. Yip's a big pen and paper guy.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there with a notepad. There's a lot of people coming up. It's like these, I don't know why so many people talk trash when they see a grown man holding a notebook, but apparently there's something wrong with it. Cause I don't know. Everyone always just gives me a hard time about it. And, just took notes, did as much research as I could, found a couple, media videos of them actually talking about him in the news in the Philippines and started recording. Well, I mean, I did take my son Skip after our football game to a little football card break open. Apparently that's what the kids do nowadays. Big thing about sports cards. You just you open it was actually pretty fun. Took down about 6 vodka seltzers and then, started recording about 7:30 last night. Probably recorded for like an hour and then boom, I'm editing till, I don't know. I only edited for like 2-3 hours last night. Woke up, had another hour this morning. Boom, post it. Those are the good ones that don't take me too long. Now, when you're asking like certain investigations, I can tell you right now, I have a list of like a handful of people where I just kind of call them legacy cases, where I just kind of I'm trying to see how many times I can catch them slipping up before I bury them. Those are kind of my favorites. I do feel bad sometimes because the people giving me the information are like, "Come on, Yip, you got enough. Let's go." And I'm like, just wait. This is a special boy. We're gonna let it build. I mean, I have a couple that, I have over a year of information that I'm just bankrolling.
So this is not like your full-time gig, right? This is just it's turning into more. It's getting
No, not my.
It's not.
It's not my full time gig, but I might spend more time on it than I do my full time gig. There's some. It could be possible once the busy season gets going.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, I'll be up all night every night, like. But when you love what you do, it doesn't matter. I've never been.
And hearing you're like the 50 Cent of the handicap world, like you're just keeping a list, you're periodically checking in on these guys, and then someday you're just going to drop a documentary on them. That's wild.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. I would like to. There's. I would love to drop like a 30 for 30 on some of these guys, because like a half hour special. I mean, you really could do it. You really could.
How far is, like, in some of your investigations have you got? I'm sure you've got some rich white guys that have sent you, some cease and desist letters and stuff. Like, how far has that litigation ever gotten?
Not very far. I've only I've really only received 2. I've only received 2, and honestly, I did 4 months in law school. Neither of them had any prayer, because all I did was publicize information that was already public. It was posted everywhere, and I just mentioned facts. And if I had an opinion, I said it was my opinion. Like, these things are all, there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, the rich whites, sometimes they get their butts hurt pretty easy. Which, hey, God bless them. Without all these rich whites, I wouldn't have a fake business. So
I'm sure too, you've probably got some followers that are lawyers too that probably just step right up for you.
oh yeah, the last time I got a cease and desist, I had no less than 50 plus on the X that were all like pro bono, we got you. I would have loved. I mean, OJ Simpson would not have had a crew like me. I'd have rolled like 50 deep in there.
It's just like when you get a speeding ticket. You get a speeding ticket, you get 50 letters in the mail of all these lawyers that want to represent you. It's amazing how that happens.
Yeah, except they want to do it for free because they love the game of net golf as much as I do.
With that, yeah, like, is there a solution to what's broken about net golf right now?
No,
not at all.
I mean,
nothing we can do.
Like I've said this before, like, unless, yeah, it's basically, I mean, if there's a human element involved, there's only so much we can do. I've said, like, if every private club is going to start having a minimum $500,000 initiation fee, where we can all get neural links implanted in our brains so that it knows exactly what we shot, automatically posts, that's, until the day that happens, not much we can do. I know there are several software companies out there that are doing their best to help the game of net golf. I'd love to promote them, and as soon as they start giving me money, I will. There might be something coming up in the near future, but yeah, there's some companies that are dedicated to helping it, but we're humans and money's involved, and a lot of these rich whites too are, I mean, you got to figure most of these guys were just dorks in high school playing net golf. They didn't play any real sports, never won anything in their lives, so they're, now they're going to do it, and they feel good. I just can't imagine going home to Mama Strickler and bringing home a trophy and be like, oh yeah, I shot net 57 again, hon. You'll never believe. I mean, these scores that these guys are shooting, I'm a 5.4 handicap index, okay? I stink. All right? I just will the golf ball in the hole. I hit it all over the place. But for me to shoot, you're telling me I need to shoot like this guy from the Philippines that shot a net, he went net 59, 61, I got to shoot a 65. It's never going to happen.
Right.
It's never going to happen. I have no chance against these guys. So I can't wait for golf to start, though, so I can start giving away my money, though. Can't wait.
I was trying to get Ryan to explain it to me earlier, the whole 9-hole versus 18-hole, because for me personally, like I was hurt last year, so most I could really play at a time was 9. So most of my scores last year were 9-hole scores. So I didn't really, and I still don't really understand what the difference is of how that is going to affect things.
So when the USGA, they switched over to this 9-hole score posting thing, basically the way they did it, whereas it was no more, we're not combining 9-hole scores anymore. You shoot your 9-hole score, and then we have a proprietary formula that decides what your most likely score is going to be on the next 9 holes somehow. And they just create a differential. So the thing that that I don't like about it is that if you and I are playing in the same league, and I'm a 5, and I don't know what your handicap is, Hutch, but let's just say you're a 12, and you shoot the same score as I do in this 9-hole league, and we shoot the same whole score for 4 weeks in a row. My handicap index is like, you're not getting the same differential as me, even though we're playing on the same exact course and the same day. And, you know, if we both shoot 40 or something, you know, my differential at the end of the day is probably going to be like a 7 or an 8, and yours is going to somehow be a 12 or a 13 still. I don't like it. There are some outliers where, like, well, the other reason I don't like it is that all these clubs have these member guests where you're playing 5 9-hole matches, and you know, so you're playing two 9-hole matches in the same day, and some of them you're not sitting around. Like, you play your match, okay, boom, we're done, and that's the other thing. Like, every hole counts. So even when your match is over, it's not like you just stop playing after 6 holes, because the way these things work, you play through 9 holes. And then they play the other side, but then for some reason they're getting 2 different differentials instead of just one for that day. I really don't like that. Sure, there's some instances where, like, okay, maybe the guy shoots 35 on the front and then shoots a 50 on the back or something, where that 135 differential is going to be pretty low and actually affect his handicap. But I don't know. For the most part, I don't get it. I hear oh yeah, there's more people playing 9-hole scores now. It's going to help you establish a handicap quicker. I mean, in my heart, I think that it's just kind of the USGA's way of, I mean, they have a monopoly, and God bless them. They created my favorite app in the world. They should have a monopoly, but based how they have their 9-hole differentials, these other companies, such as, like, you know, 18 birdies or whatever these other handicap tracking apps are, they don't have their official formula for how they come up with the 9-hole differential. Now, I have spent about 18 hours figuring out to within like a 1/10 of a differential point, but still not perfect. I think that's why it all started. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a fake independent journalist.
Yep, you're more than just a fake independent journalist at this point. The 2025 Barstool Classic, was that kind of like sort of your big shining moment? Was that sort of where things really started to take off for you? And how did you make that prediction? You predicted the winners of the tournament out of 100 teams. What went into all that?
Well, what went into that, all of that, was 6 months of tracking 2 gentlemen playing a lot of net golf. When they qualified, I had done a video pretty early on. I mean, guys, I don't know if it's ever going to happen again. There was a little bit of luck involved with the way the shootout played out. I mean, of course, you know, alternate shot, I think they went birdie to win the thing. But there was a little bit of luck involved. Mostly just I kind of felt like they were better players than what their handicap indexes reflected. God bless them. The thing is I had them on episode 1 of the Yip Strickler Experience. We had a nice talk for about an hour. Yeah, I kind of fell in love with the Tommy Padgett guy, who, I think he's a self-admitted sandbagging rat. I know he is. Kind of liked his story afterwards, just of all his hustling days down in Charlotte. If you know anything about that, Ryan, Charlotte, North Carolina is a talking about place. It's a wild place down there. He was a mini tour guy back in the day, and he plays a few hundred rounds of golf every year, and he only has like 3 scores posted for an entire year. So it's just the way it worked out. I mean, and also Ryan, I hate to tell you this, but Ryan is the number 1 name for sandbagging rats. I haven't really came out with the list yet, but Ryan is typically a dead
It's
giveaway.
on it.
Oh man, I'm just getting beaten down everywhere.
I'm sorry.
So talking with the Barstool guys, like what's your relationship now? Like, are you with Riggs and everybody? Like, are you playing in the next Barstool Classic?
Oh, no. I won't play in any of those Barstool Classics. No. I won't be playing in any of them. I will be. I'm obviously I'm going to be watching from afar. You never know what's going to happen, but I just care about the game of net golf. I don't care if it's with Barstool. I don't care if it's wherever it's at. I'm going to be paying attention to it. This is honestly, this is kind of my calling. I hear some priests talk about what they had their calling. I understand what they're talking about now. I mean, this was it. Net golf called me to this, and I'm willing to die for this. I'm willing to die a martyr for the game of net golf. So if the Philippines government wants to come after me because of my video today, go right ahead.
You heard it here.
Good luck segueing off that one.
Yeah, that's no. I don't even know where to go.
Oh, I know what we're segueing into, the great gin debate. So, I mean, I know you've told this story before, but we got it. It's a classic. It's a staple of Yip Strickler. So give us your take. Why do you disagree with the USGA?
Well, with their pronunciation problem, I mean, it's just basic English. I don't know what they were thinking when they decided they were going to pronounce it the Gin app. I don't know. I would have came up with just call it the Golf Information Network if you wanted to do that. But once you added that H word in there, it's just basic English. I hate how, I mean, they could have had their own word, right? You could differentiate it from my least favorite booze, unless it's in a certain RTD, certain ready to drink beverages with gin in them. I'm all in. But typically, if I'm just, it's not my favorite. Plus, like, it's just, I don't know what they were thinking. They had their own, but they should be thanking me for bringing this to light. And I mean, I don't know why they haven't approached me yet. I should be the number 1 publicist.
Spokesman, really.
I should be. I don't know what they're waiting for. I guess maybe I need to knock on their door, or maybe they have some problems with me. I don't know. We've got a lot of discussions to have. I know I rubbed some elbows at the PGA Tour, at the PGA show back in January. They seem to be pretty welcoming. And they should be, since I promote their product every single week for free. But that's okay, because I kind of need their product for what I do. So yeah, I understand. But yeah, they should have just, straight to the green. It just sounds way better than anything else.
So 2026, I know you kind of hinted that you got some big plans for this year. What's up your sleeve? What do you got coming down the pike here?
Well,
What can you give us? You don't got to give away all your secrets.
What I can give you, there are a lot of secrets right now, but I am excited about the Yip Strickler experience, my podcast. I want to have some of these guys that I call out attempt to defend themselves. I would love to have them on, because I can ask irrelevant questions with the best of them. I mean, I can just ask the dumbest things and then somehow trick them into admitting that they're sandbagging rats. That's kind of one of my goals. I do want to eventually bring Yip is going to go to the course. I think it would be fun to call out potential sandbagging rats and then, play matches against them, maybe talk a little trash, maybe make a determination whether or not I think they're sandbagging rats. I think that could be good. Just trying to turn this fake business into as much of a real business as I can. Like I said, I haven't advertised this yet, but I have, I don't know, I think I'm somewhere around 8 or 9 different private clubs that I'm going to this year. Showing up on stag nights, just making the crowd a little uneasy, maybe setting up on a par 3, talking trash on their little stag night, hanging out for a little bit. Yeah, a lot of weird. I really can't believe that, like, what this thing is starting to turn into. I wish I didn't have like a real business that paid me pretty handsomely, because otherwise I'd be gone already. I would just be doing this because this is way more fun. But got 3 kids, man. And hopefully none of them go to college because I don't want to have to pay for that. But
Yeah. No, you got it going on. You're a big personality. You've kind of built out the media side of it. It's great to see. The Yip Strickler experience. Tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about that. What's a typical show like so far for that?
Well, so far, since I kind of launched it during the off season, a typical show is mostly just me under the influence of drugs and alcohol, speaking to a camera for 20, 30 minutes or so. Sometimes not even that long, sometimes a little less, just going over maybe some investigations, maybe, like I did one after I went to the WNPO Waste Management Players Open a few weeks ago. But mostly I want it to be a sit down interview with whoever I call out. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I start getting some sources on there, maybe blur their faces out, talk trash. Speaking of blurred faces out, did you guys see the Club Pro guy post today?
No,
Did you guys see this?
No.
No.
So apparently there is an audition to be the next Club Pro guy.
Wow.
And I don't know if you guys know this. I'm a big fan of the Club Pro guy. He really, last spring, we started working together a few times, and he was putting my videos up on his site and vice versa. And I'm a big time CPG guy, but there's something going on. There's an audition. You can send your video in. Now, they don't want you to be the Club Pro guy. They want you to be your own. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I might have to send something in.
Yep, we've talked a lot about, handicaps and all that, but what about actual professional golf? You mentioned you were at the Waste Management Phoenix Open this year. What was your experience like there? How was that? Are people still getting drunk out of their mind, or it's really toned down a lot?
Oh, well, I was. Yeah, it was fun. The way I was with Triple H Enterprises, God bless you for taking me on this trip. So we were in like suites every day, where in the grandstands where, all your food and drinks are, well, they say all your drinks are free, but they limit you to 8. They have these little wristbands. And so obviously what you do as soon as you get there, you go right to whatever bar you think you're going to be visiting the most, and you just grease up the bartender and just be like, 8's not enough. She's like, I could tell by looking at you that 8 wasn't going to be enough. So you grease her up, and then when she gives you the drink, she whiffs every time she goes to scan your band. She just acts it up. So there's a trick around it, way around it. To be honest, that was the first time I've ever been to a professional golf tournament. I had never been to one in my entire life. Like I said, I'm more of a net golf guy. But I would say I would like to go to one where I kind of get to see more golf. The way the grandstands are set up and the hordes of people moving everywhere, it's almost like like an amusement park.
Yeah.
And there's just people everywhere crisscrossing. So, I didn't get to see the front 9 at all.
Yeah.
I was only there for 2 days, and, I was like on hole 17 on my first day, hole 16 second. Did go out and about for a little bit, a couple times, but yeah, it was fun. I will say this: the women in Scottsdale, Arizona, are built different. They're just built different. I don't know what kind of milk they're drinking as babies, but it's doing something.
Oh, we've seen the videos.
Yes, we have.
Do you watch much professional golf on TV, or that's not something you're
I
into?
do when like I'm free.
Yeah.
I will say it's my favorite thing to nap to too. You put that on at like a Saturday, 3 o'clock, wake up a couple hours later, get into it. All the majors I'm always pretty into. I'll put in 4 days on those, but
Yeah.
I don't get to watch as much as I'd like. The 3 kids and all the other stuff. There's just only so many hours in the day. But I'd liked watching a couple of those guys hit golf shots live. That was fun.
Oh yeah, the ball flights are just incredible. Like the first time you go to a tournament and you see the ball flight and you hear the impact, it's just incredible when you're there. 2026 Masters. You got anyone that you got your eye on for a pick?
Yeah, I haven't made it public on the internets, but I have made it public in a couple circles. I'm laying the house on Patrick Reed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, the house. I went pretty aggressive last year on Sunday for him to come back, and he almost did it. He's built for that course. He loves that course, and I mean, I think he's going to win it again.
And
Yeah,
he's
just
playing
played
Which
fine.
one? Hey, I don't want to hang out with him. I don't want to go to the bar with him afterwards and have any beer. I don't even know if I guarantee he couldn't keep up with me on that front. But I think he's going to win.
I mean, he's playing extremely well, so
Yeah.
it's definitely not, coming
You
from
could argue there's nobody hotter right now. I mean, I love it. I love it. As the live guy here, I know he's off live, but as the live guy here, like I love it.
You're the live guy?
I'm the
Yes.
live guy here, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you
I go against the grain.
Yep. Are you like are you a PGA Tour guy? Like, do you watch Live at all ever?
I've never I don't know what channel it's on, so I've never watched it. But like I'm not I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just I understand how it all came about, but man, it feels like the tides are turning.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Saudis got money though. They'll do it forever. They don't care. I think they just like messing with us.
You only got a couple more here, but you mentioned you're going to be going to some events in 2026. Are you traveling like out of state for those, or are you just staying within your home state? Are you flying across the country? Where are you heading?
I'm flying everywhere. I'm going across the country. I'm going Nebraska. I'm going North Carolina. I'm going Arizona. I'm going Florida. I'm going Texas. I'm hoping to be going to Wisconsin because I feel like those are kind of my people. Those Wisconsin boys can drink. Midwesterners, we kind of, I don't know, we're all like to hang out together. I'm going everywhere. As far as like, there's private clubs everywhere. I can't believe how many there are actually. Once I got into this and I started, really getting into it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling, and what's great is I'm not paying for it. You want me to come to your prestigious private golfing club? Guess what? You're paying for a flight. You're paying for my hotel. You're paying my appearance fee, which I think is hilarious. And you pay for all my food and drinks while I'm there. And better be careful. That might be where I get you the most.
Now, are they reaching out to you a lot, or are you putting together some plans for that?
I haven't advertised it at all.
Right.
But I need to start because I think I could probably go to one a week.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't imagine anything better than having you there for member guest. Like you just being there. I could not imagine anything better than that. With that, like, is your club? Could it be argued that your club is the most pure and honest club in America?
No, because I don't
They
shit
can't
ready.
get away with it with you there.
Yeah, they can. They can because they know I don't care. I don't play in any of the events there. I'm too busy. Just they know I'm watching, and I might have to. Hey, some people are talking. You don't want me to do this. I have done a video about our club, one or two, but mostly they're on the fun side. I'm trying not to be too, but I will say this. The average handicap index has dropped since I started doing this. However, there's a couple outliers that just think that they can do whatever they want. But I'm watching. They know who they are too. They've been warned. They've been warned a couple times.
Well, this has been awesome, man. Thanks so much for joining us. Ryan, Hutch, do you guys have any other questions for Yip before we let him go here?
Just gonna give him a chance to plug everything.
Yeah.
Tell them where everybody can find you, all that good stuff.
You can just Yip Strickler is everywhere. He's on the YouTube. He's on Instagram, TikTok, the X. I would like to say, oh, Yippee pouches! What an incredible product! A nicotine-free pouch. So we got some for the desk, some from the course. Natural nootropics. I personally, nicotine gives me like crazy migraines, so these are like perfect for me. Caddy Time app. I think you should download the app if you ever want to get a caddy, if you're going some weird place or whatever, or you're a caddy looking for extra gigs. What an unbelievable opportunity that this app provides for you. I'd love to promote some other things, but we're kind of in a lot of negotiations these days, revving up for my busy season. If they would have got their stuff in line, I could have been, boom, pumping their stuff out. I would like to, I know Hutch, you're a big live guy. I do want to thank John Rahm for signing the copy of Golf Digest that I was in. God bless you, Mr. Rahm. Best of luck. And yeah, I'm just ready for my busy season to kick off. I appreciate the opportunity here, guys. Thank you very much. Anytime, you want to hang out with the Yipster for a few, just you know where to find me.
No, this has been awesome, Yip. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your time, all the stories, some of the backstories about how this kind of came to be. And we just wish you all the best in 2026. I know you're going to be a busy guy, and we look forward to seeing you on the interwebs. We'll share your stuff whenever we see it. So thanks so much for joining us, and have a great night.
Thanks, guys. Don't forget to post your scores.
Yeah, will do. See you, Yip.
See ya.
And we are back. What an awesome interview it was with Yip Strickler. Huge thanks to him for joining us tonight. That was kind of like our first real guest on the NUCLR GOLF Podcast. So super grateful to Yip for doing that. He gave us a lot of time. So much appreciated. We're going to have a lot more guests coming on this show as well. So stay tuned for that in the coming weeks. API this week, fellas. Arnold Palmer Invitational down at Bay Hill in Orlando. One of the signature events of the season. This is always a big one that, no issues getting up for this one, especially on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Leaderboard is usually always stacked. You guys looking forward to the week?
Absolutely. API just takes me back to Tiger days. Just all the wins there, all the 18 hole, theatrics that he performed. And hey, guys, JT's back this week. This is his first week back. So I'm super stoked for API this week.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to, Ryan. Your boy's back officially. My fellow back surgery survivor is back. So let's see what happens. It's one of my favorite tournaments.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is a top one. Some featured groups came out today. Hideki and JT. Ryan, I guess you'll be tuned in for that one. Xander and Shane Lowry. Scotty Scheffler and Russell Henley. Rory McIlroy and Victor Hovland. Some breaking news tonight. The Seminole Pro member results are out. And the winner is Rory McIlroy and his dad, Jerry. So what a showing from them at Seminole. I mean, obviously, I think Rory's got so many memberships, and I think he is a Seminole member. I think Rory's dad plays out of Seminole a lot. I think his dad's a member there.
I think so. I think he's mentioned that before.
Yes.
I think that's one of the things he's like, hey, I can do this for my dad. I'm pretty sure I've heard him say that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I have the full leaderboard, and they're both wearing full on Seminole gear. It's always cool when you see pros that have sponsorships with other apparel partners wearing just like random golf club logos. And that's what we have from Rory with a hat, shirt, and everything else. And then his dad looks good too. So they shot a gross 63.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, then
Ricky Fowler and Buddy Marucci were second with a 65. And then taking home the net honors, David Novak and Colin Morikawa, 60.
We need Yip to investigate that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Could be some shenanigans out there at the Seminole.
Some
Seems like,
shenanigans on that net score there, man.
Seems like
Yeah.
Rory's playing pretty well, so I'll just go ahead and pick him for this week. He's going to beat Scotty this week.
All right. We have to get to our discussion of the week presented by Blue Chew. Visit bluechew.com today to learn more. Huge thanks to them for sponsoring today's show. And our discussion of the week. If Augusta no longer existed, where would you want the Masters to be played? It's a tough one.
It is tough. I've looked at it. I think I want to just go with the scenic Cypress Point. Like could you imagine just every year that we just all congregate to that in April? And obviously, we would probably have to tailor it to a different time of year based off of the weather in California. But like, just the scenic views out there, and just some of those holes. Like, I think I'm going there. I think I'm just gonna go Cypress Point on that.
Man, I think as much as the homer in me wants to say like Firestone or somewhere where like Tiger would obviously be competitive or has had a ton of success. Like Muirfield, I think would be good. Like that one's held in pretty high regard, and I think it can be challenging enough. I don't want it to go anywhere where it's like a birdie fest. You know what I mean? Like I hate that. I want it to be semi-challenging. I also just can't imagine a world where Augusta doesn't exist. Like that just shapes how we view golf courses in general. I think Augusta does. Like it's just that magnificent. John, what you thinking?
I don't know. I thought a lot about it. I think I'm going to go Pine Valley. Just the exclusivity of it and the fact that it's rated number one golf course in the world. I think it's number one in the world. It's super difficult. It's one of the most private places on earth. Like, I don't even think Tiger's played there, which is crazy.
Sure he could
he could have played if he wanted, but he said he hasn't, I believe. And that was like a year or two ago that he said that he had never played it before. There would just be a lot of drama on Sunday at a place like that, just with how difficult it plays. So, yeah, I'm going to go Pine Valley. There's a lot of different options, but I think for a question like this, it needs to be somewhere very unique, because there's no place like Augusta, right? So that's kind of my reasoning.
Yeah, and I think for the same reason for me, it's like there's almost like no view, there's no other Cypress Point. There's obviously several courses on the West Coast, in that vicinity, but like if you listen to all the players or anybody who's played there, it's just the dynamic of that course is just different. So that's kind of what fueled my opinion.
Yeah. Anything else, fellas, that you want to get in?
Thanks, Yip, man.
Yeah,
That was a
that's
fun
what I was
interview with Yip, dude. Like he's a cool dude. And investigate this Colin Morikawa net score at Seminole. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Just out there doing the Lord's work. So good for him. Thanks for coming on, obviously. And again, John, so glad you're back.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. And before we go, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to our sponsor for this show, Blue Chew. Once again, use code NUCLEAR at bluechew.com for 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold. Huge thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring today's show. Fellas, this has been episode number 57 of the NUCLR GOLF Podcast. You can, as always, find our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. It's been a while since I've gone through the list.
I had to ask Joey last week. It's hard to remember them all.
We are live on X every week when our show's on. We are also on YouTube. Still experimenting with different platforms, but you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. We will be back next Monday night for our next live stream. Hope everybody enjoys the Arnold Palmer Invitational this week. And until next week, have a great one, everyone. We'll see you later.